But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm thinking April the 5th. And this being, I'm trying to get through Easter, and I know how hard it is to pick a jury.
Well, you just heard from Judge Deborah McCaslin setting the start of the retrial for Alex Murdaugh. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for News 19 at noon. I'm Whitney Sullivan, and we begin this midday with continuing breaking news coverage of the Alex Murdaugh status hearing that was held at 10 o'clock this morning. News 19's Kiki Gushu has been at the courthouse since before this hearing even started and joins us now, bringing us the very latest from what happened inside the courtroom. Kiki?
Whitney, Alex Murdaugh's retrial for the murder of his son and wife is now set for April 5th. Now that's tentative, as Judge Deborah McCaslin is going to have them back in court on August 14th to discuss whether that's enough time for the defense to gather all of their discovery and evidence. Now, Murdaugh walked into court wearing an orange jumpsuit and shackles. Much of the hearing focused on discovery, with Judge McCaslin pressing both sides on whether all phone records, text messages, videos, ballistics, and other evidence had been turned over. The defense repeatedly said they need more time to review evidence, pointing to OnStar data and requesting additional DNA testing through a private lab in Houston, the same lab that helped solve the Idaho murders. Prosecutors pushed back, saying they have provided everything they know and are ready to move forward.
Your response.
I can't say that we've got it all. I can't say that we don't have it all. Again, I don't know what I don't know, but I think we will be very diligent.
One of the expressed in our motion, and Mr. Griffin has responded. I'm happy to facilitate discussions, and if there's some capability out there that's beyond the capability of SLED, and it has a reasonable chance of providing some sort of analysis, then we're happy to do that. Now, of course, as we put in our motion, ultimately there's absolutely no evidence that Maggie Murdaugh was in a struggle with anyone.
The defense told the judge it could take at least 6 months to prepare, citing more than 20,000 pages of discovery and 8 expert witnesses who are just beginning their review. And before adjourning, Judge Deborah McCaslin said she will try to hold future pretrial hearings here in Lexington, praising the county for its security, its large courtroom, and the staff, saying they handled the case really well. Now, the next pretrial hearing is set for August 14th. Judge Deborah McCaslin called this case the oldest on her docket and said she really wants to move this around. She asked the prosecution and the defense to have all motions in by August 7th so she can review those before the August 14th pretrial motion hearing. Live in the Lexington County Courthouse, Kiki Gushu, News 19, WLTX. Whitney?
Thank you so much, Kiki, for that update. We'll check back in with you later this hour on WLTX Plus. And again, a tentative date has been set. That is April 5th, 2027. Well, News 19's Chrissy Calcagno sat down with criminal defense attorneys Brian and Luke Sheely. They touched on one of the major questions still surrounding this retrial. Where exactly will it take place? Here's what they had to say. Take a listen.
The pretrial agreement was the one thing they maybe all agreed on today, but where the actual trial will be deeply litigated, deeply fought over, where it's heard. The Attorney General's office will want it to be right where it was in Colleton County. They'll argue that's the proper venue, given that's where the murders occurred. But it's so steeped. I mean, it's such a small place where everybody knows everybody, and you've had this trial, including Becky Hill, who was the clerk of court, who put her thumb on the scale of justice, so to speak, and it's just infected with bias. So the defense has a way better motion than in most cases to move it, just due to the media attention plus the clerk of court intervention. And so that will be, I would be very surprised if they just agreed that it could happen.
Well, Creighton didn't stand up like he did opposing most things Harpootlian said today. And I think Judge McCaslin said, by the time of our next pretrial hearing, you guys let me know if you can agree or not. And I think I heard Creighton Waters say, well, we've been kicking around a couple things this morning, and maybe we'll come to an agreement, maybe we won't, but we'll certainly let you know if we can, which caught my attention.
Well, News 19 will continue to bring you analysis from what exactly happened in the courtroom today throughout our later newscast. And as always, if you missed anything that happened inside the courtroom this morning, all you have to do is head to WLTX.com or the News 19 app.